Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a deep look at the most recent matchup between the Miami Heat and the Indiana Pacers. A game that turned into a powerful statement by Miami, played on December 27, 2025. This NBA regular season Miami responded with disciplined ball movement, smart spacing, and efficient shot selection. Every possession seemed intentional, and that composure gave Miami an early edge. As the first quarter progressed, Miami's offensive balance became evident. Scoring came from multiple players, making it difficult for Indiana to lock in defensively. While the Pacers managed to stay within reach during the early stages, Miami never appeared rattled. Their defense forced Indiana into contested shots, and those missed opportunities quickly turned into points the other way. By the second quarter, Miami began to separate. This was where depth played a critical role. The Heat bench stepped in seamlessly, maintaining energy and execution. There was no drop in intensity, no loss of rhythm. Miami continued to pressure Indiana defensively while keeping the offense flowing. Each pass, each cut, and each shot contributed to the growing sense that the Heat were in control. Indiana struggled to keep up defensively. Rotations were often late, and Miami took full advantage. Open looks from the perimeter and strong finishes in the paint allowed the Heat to steadily increase their lead. Despite Indiana's efforts to stay competitive, Miami's consistency proved overwhelming. Heading into halftime, the scoreboard reflected Miami's dominance. The Heat had built a solid cushion not through reckless offense, but through patience, discipline, and execution. Indiana still had time to adjust, but the margin for error was shrinking quickly. When the second half began, Miami showed no signs of slow performances. Each scored 28 points, but their impact went far beyond the stat sheet. Wiggins attacked confidently, exploiting mismatches and scoring with ease. Jaquez displayed poise and versatility, finding ways to score whether driving to the basket, pulling up, or finishing through contact. What made Miami so dangerous in this game was not just individual scoring but how seamlessly everything worked together. When defenses focused on one player, another stepped up. When Indiana tried to slow the pace, Miami adjusted without hesitation. The supporting cast played a vital role as well. Norman Powell provided crucial scoring off the bench, keeping the pressure on Indiana even when the starters rested. Nikola Jovic brought energy, contributing nearly 20 points and making his presence felt on both ends of the floor. These performances highlighted Miami's depth and adaptability. Indiana did have players who tried to respond. Pascal Siakam worked tirelessly to generate offense, battling in the paint and attempting to spark a comeback. Andrew Nembhard and Jay Huff showed moments of promise, but those moments were isolated. Every time Indiana seemed ready to make a run, Miami answered decisively. Defensively, the Pacers faced major challenges. Perimeter defense was inconsistent, and Miami's shooters found open looks far too often. Transition defense also became a major issue. Missed shots and turnovers allowed the Heat to score quickly before Indiana could set up defensively, widening the gap on the scoreboard. As the third quarter came to a close, the result was becoming increasingly clear. Miami had established complete control of the game. The Pacers entered the fourth quarter needing a dramatic shift in momentum, but Miami remained composed. In the final quarter, the Heat focused on managing the game. They continued to score efficiently while limiting Indiana's opportunities. There was no panic, no unnecessary risks, just smart basketball. Indiana continued to compete, but the deficit was simply too large. When the final buzzer sounded, the scoreboard confirmed what had been evident for much of the night. Miami Heat, 142. Indiana Pacers, 116. A commanding victory that showcased Miami's offensive firepower, defensive discipline, and team chemistry. This win reinforced Miami's ability to dominate when everything clicks. It showed how dangerous they can be with balanced scoring and strong bench contributions. For Indiana, the loss highlighted areas that need improvement, particularly on defense and in handling sustained pressure from elite teams. In a long NBA season, games like this can shape confidence and identity. For Miami, it's a reminder of their potential. For Indiana, it's a lesson in the level of consistency required to compete at the highest level. That concludes our full breakdown of the most recent Miami Heat versus Indiana Pacers matchup. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next one.